Hello everyone. Today let us discuss week 6 graded assignment solutions. Let us start with multiple choice questions. What should be subtracted from the polynomial p of x is equal to 6x power 4 plus 5x cube plus 4x minus 4 to make it divisible by 2x square plus x minus 1. So let us see what is the remainder when p of x is divided by 2x square plus x minus 1. Suppose let r of x be the remainder. Now it is enough to subtract this r of x from this p of x so that it will be divisible by 2x square plus x minus 1. Now by using 4-step division algorithm, we write it like this: 6x power 4 plus 5x cube plus there is no x square term, so 0x square plus 4x minus 4, and it is going to be divided by 2x square plus x minus 1. So if we perform the division algorithm, we will be obtained with remainder as 4x minus 3. So our r of x is nothing but 4x minus 3. Therefore 4x minus 3 need to be subtracted from this p of x polynomial in order to get our remainder 0, and it implies that 2x square plus x minus 1 will divide p of x. So answer to our first question is option C, 4x minus 3. Now second question. Table A 6.1 provides the information regarding some polynomials. Which is the most suitable, not exact, representation of h of x, where h of x is known to be a polynomial in x, and if h of x is equal to given like this. Now let us see this table A 6.1. In table A 6.1 it is given that p of x is a polynomial with a degree m, where m is greater than 0, and q of x is a polynomial with a degree n, where m greater than 2n greater than 0, and also r of x is a polynomial with degree k, where k is equal to m minus n, and finally s of x is a polynomial with degree t, where t is equal to 2n. Now let us see what will be the degree of h of x. So in order to get the degree of h of x, it is sufficient to find the degree of the numerator polynomial and the degree of the denominator polynomial. If we subtract degree of the denominator from the degree of the numerator, we will obtain the degree of h of x. Therefore, after obtaining the degree of h of x, we can predict the graph. Now let us find the degree of the polynomial which is in the numerator. So the polynomial is p of x times q of x minus r of x times s of x plus s of x times p of x. So the degree of p of x is given to be m, and the degree of q of x is given to be n. So the degree of the polynomial p of x times q of x will be m plus n, and the degree of r of x is k, and we have that condition k is equal to m minus n, so this will be m minus n, and degree of s of x is t, which is 2n. So therefore r of x, the degree of polynomial r of x times s of x will be m minus n plus 2n. Similarly, s of x has degree t, which is 2n, and p of x has degree m, so which will be m, and the degree of this polynomial s of x times P of X will be 2n plus m. So now this degree is m plus n. This one is also m plus n. But this is m plus 2n. We know that n is greater than 0. So this will m plus 2n is greater than m plus n. So finally the degree of this whole polynomial will be m plus 2n. Right? So this m plus 2n is the degree of polynomial in the numerator. Similarly, we will try to find the degree of the polynomial which is in the denominator. P of x plus P of x times q square x. So the degree of P of x is m. Now the degree of this P of x is m plus the degree of Q of x is n, and it is square, so the degree of Q of x whole square will be twice of n, which is nothing but n plus n. So finally this is m and this is m plus 2n. So the degree of polynomial in the numerator will also have m plus 2n, which is the degree of polynomial in the denominator. So as the degrees of the numerator polynomial and denominator polynomial is same, and also it is known that h of x is a polynomial, so when one polynomial divides other polynomial and both having the same degree, it implies that the quotient which is obtained will be a constant, and that constant is nothing but equal to h of x. So from the graphs, if you see, as h of x is a constant, that implies that it is independent of x. So option A, it depends on x. So if x varies, h of x varies. So similarly, option B is also false. Option C is also false. Option D is a constant polynomial which is independent of x. So option D is correct. Moving to the next questions. Here we have a data to answer 3, 4, 5 questions. A manufacturing company produces 3 types of products A, B and C from one raw material in a single continuous process. This process generates total solid waste W in kg as W of R is equal to minus 0.0001 R cube plus 0.1 R square plus R, where R is the amount of raw material used in kg. If instead the company uses 3 different batch processes, one batch process for one product to produce the above products, then the amount of waste generated because of products A, B and C are given as W of A is equal to minus 0.00001 R power 4 plus 0.015 R cube. W of B is equals to minus 0.05 R cube plus 0.05 R square, and W of C is equals to 0.05 R square respectively. Now we are asking that what is the total amount of waste generated because of the 3 batch processes. So it is sufficient to add the total amount of waste generated will be nothing but W of A plus W of B plus W of C. So if we add all these 3 polynomials, we get the required total amount of waste generated. So if we add, so our W of A is nothing but 0.00001 R power 4 plus 0.015 r cube, and W of B is nothing but 0.005 r cube plus 0.05 r square, and our W of C is nothing but 0.05 r square. So if we add all these three, minus 0.00001 r power 4 plus 0.01 r cube plus 0.1 r square. So if you see the options, option 3 is the right answer. Coming to the fourth question, what is the ratio of the total waste generated by the 3 batch processes with respect to the single continuous process? So we were asked to find exactly W of A plus W of B plus W of C divided by W of R. So basically we just found W of A plus W of B plus W of C, which is nothing but minus 0.00001 r power 4 plus 0.01 r cube plus 0.1 r square. And we were also given that W of R is nothing but minus 0.0001 r cube plus 0.1 r square plus R. So if we take out common 0.1 times R, we get minus 0.0001 r cube plus 0.1 r square plus R divided by minus 0.0001 r cube plus 0.1 r square plus R. This cancels out. Finally we get 0.1 r. So option 5 is correct. So our next question is, if company wastes rupees 5,000 in waste treatment using the single continuous process by consuming 100 kg of raw material, how much extra amount in rupees will the company have to pay for waste treatment if it uses the 3 batch processes? So we were given that R is equal to 100 kg, and there will be a wastage of W of 100 in the single continuous process. For this waste W of 100, it costs 5,000 rupees. How much extra amount will the company have to pay for waste treatment if it uses the 3 batch process? So basically the waste generated if we use 3 batch processes for this 100 kg will be W of A of 100 plus W of B of 100 plus W of C of 100. So this will be the waste generated when we use the 3 batch processes. So for this waste, if it costs 5,000 rupees, for the waste generated by using 3 batch processes, it costs certain amount X. So we were asked to find X minus 5,000. So in order to find that, let us first find what is the waste generated in the single continuous process. So we have 100 kg raw material, so R is equal to 100. Therefore W of 100 will be equal to, if we substitute 100 in place of R, we get minus 0.001 100 cube times 100 cube plus 0.1 times 100 square plus 100. So if we calculate it, we get 1200. So the waste generated by this single continuous process will be 1200 kg. So for 1200 kg, it costed 5,000 rupees. So now we find the waste generated by the 3 batch process. We have W of WA plus WB plus WC is equals to given by this polynomial. So if we substitute 100 in place of R, we get 12,000. So the total waste generated because of this 3 batch process is 12,000 kg. So for 1200 kg, it costed 5,000 rupees for treatment. but if 12,000 kg waste is generated, we have to spend 12,000 into 5,000 by 1200. So it cancels out in 10. We get 50,000 rupees. So 50,000 rupees should be 50,000 rupees will cost in order to treat this waste generated. So basically our X is equals to 50,000. So the extra amount we have to pay for waste treatment, 50,000 minus 5,000, which will be equals to 45,000. So answer to our fifth question is option C, 45,000. Now let us see the multiple select questions. Let P of x and Q of x be two polynomials of degrees m and n respectively. If f of x is given as P of x plus Q of x and g of x is equal to P of x times Q of x and h of x is equals to P of x whole times P of x into Q of x plus P of x by Q of x. Also, f of x, g of x, h of x are polynomials. Then choose the set of correct options. The degree of f of x is m plus n. So if you see f of x, it is given as P of x plus Q of x. So if you wanted to find the degree of f of x, it depends on the degree of P of x and Q of x. So P of x has degree m, Q of x has degree n. Therefore, P of x plus Q of x has degree m or n dependent upon the values of m and n correspondingly. So if we have different cases, there can be m greater than n or m less than n or m is equals to n. So if m is greater than n, then we can say the degree of f of x is m. If m is less than n, then the degree of f of x will become n. When m is equals to n, this is a special case. The degree of f of x cannot be determined. It will be less than m or less than n because m is equals to n. So let us see a small example regarding this special case. For suppose that P of x is equals to x cube plus x square and Q of x is equal to minus x cube. So the degree of P of x is 3, the degree of Q of x is also 3. So the degrees of these two polynomials are equal. If you see the sum of those two polynomials f of x, we get x square. Now the degree of the polynomial f of x will be 2, which is less than 3. So basically we were not able to tell what will be the degree of this polynomial f of x if the degrees of this P of x and Q of x are different, because as there is a term x square, so the degree is 2. If this x square is x, then the degree will be 1. So we can't predict. Therefore, option 1 is false. The degree of f of x is not m plus n. Next option is the degree of g of x is m plus n. So g of x is P of x times Q of x. So P of x has degree m and Q of x has degree n. So it is a product. So the degrees will be added. So it will be m plus n. So option 2 is true. Option 3 states that the degree of f of x is max of m comma n, where max of m comma n represents the maximum value from m and n. So if we see, we just now discussed that if m is greater than n, here the max of m comma n will be m. Also the degree of f of x will be m. If m is less than n, the max of m comma n will be n. Therefore the degree of f of x will be n. So the degree of f of x is max of m comma n dependent on the values of m and n. Also we have given the condition if m not equal to n. So option 3 will be correct. The degree of h of x is m cube. So we have to find the degree of h of x now. We have degree of p of x and degree of q of x with us. So let us find the degree of h of x. So we have h of x is equal to p of x whole times p of x times q of x plus p of x by q of x. So the degree of p of x is m, and the degree of p of x is m, and the degree of q of x is n. As this is the product of two polynomials, the degree will be added. So the degree of this p of x times q of x will be m plus n. Now the degree of this p of x divided by q of x will be degree of p of x minus degree of q of x, which will be m minus n. So as we know that degrees will be positive, so m and n are positive, so m plus n will be greater than m minus n. Wholly m plus n will be greater than m minus n. So the degree of p of x times q of x plus p of x by q of x will be m plus n, and it is multiplied with another polynomial p of x. So the degrees will be added. Finally we get m plus n, which will be equal to 2m plus n. This will be the degree of h of x. So option 4 is false, option 5 is false. Option 6 says that the degree of h of x is 2m plus 1, 2m plus n. So option 6 is true. So answer to our sixth question is 2, 3 and 6. Next question. Given a polynomial p of x is equal to 2x plus 5 times 1 minus 3x times x square plus 3x plus 1, then choose the set of correct options. So let us expand this product. We get 2x plus 5 times 1 minus 3x times x square plus 3x plus 1. We use the FOIL method. So 2x times 1 will be 2x plus 5 times 1 will be 5 minus 2x times minus 3x will be minus 6x square, and 5 times minus 3x will be minus 15x, and this need to be multiplied with x square plus 3x plus 1. So if we simplify a little bit, we will get 5, 2x minus 15x minus 13x minus 6x square, x square plus 3x plus 1. If we expand this product, finally we get minus 6x power 4 minus 31x cube minus 40x square plus 2x plus 5. So this will be our p of x. Now let us see the option. Coefficient of x power 5 is 0. So there is no x power 5 term. So the coefficient of x power 5 is 0. It is correct. Coefficient of x cube is minus 18. So if you see the coefficient of x cube, it is minus 31. So option 2 is false. Degree of p is 4. So we have the highest power for x is 4. So the degree of p of x will be 4. Coefficient of x cube is minus 13. We just now seen and the coefficient of x cube is minus 31. So coefficient of x cube is minus 13 is false. Degree of p is 7, which is anyway false. Degree of p is 4. All of the above are correct. So we have 3 wrong answers. So all of the above will also be wrong. So answer to our this question is 1 and 3. Coming to the 8th question. A sheet ABCD of dimension 10 feet cross 3 feet is shown in the figure A 6.1. So this is given as 10 feet and this is given as 3 feet. A box is made by removing two squares of equal dimensions AEFG and DHIJ. AEFG and DHIJ. It has given that x is the length and as they said it is a square equal dimensions. This will also be equal to x. And two rectangles of equal dimensions BKLM and CNOP. So it is given that length of this rectangle box is 5 and width of this rectangle box is x. Now, if a cubical bar of soap has volume of 5 minus x cubic feet, then choose the set of correct options. So options are the volume of the box is given some polynomial, the volume of the box. If x is equals to 0.5, then the volume of the box is 5.625 cubic feet. And last option is at most 2x times 1.5 minus x bars of soap can be packed in the form. So we have to find the volume of the box first, and we have to find the maximum number of soaps, cubical bar soaps that can be fit in that box. So in order to find the volume of the box, we require length, breadth and height. Now if you see here, DC is equals to 10 feet and DJ we have x and NC we have 5 feet. So JN, which is one of the length of the box, so JN is nothing but 10 ADC minus DJ minus NC, which gives me 10 minus DJ is x minus 5, which is equals to 5 minus x. So this is 5 minus x, and other side width will be GH. GH will be equal to AD minus AG minus HD, which will be equal to AD we have 3 feet minus AG is x minus HD is also x. So we have GH is equal to 3 minus 2x. This is 3 minus 2x. So finally height will be equal to HI or GF or LR or OQ, which is given as x. So this is our length, this is our width, and we have height which is equal to HI, which is equal to x. So volume of the box is equal to length into width into height. So if you see here, the length of the box is 5 minus x, the breadth, which is nothing but the width of the box, is 3 minus 2x, and the height of the box is x. So the volume will be equal to 5 minus x times 3 minus 2x times x. So if we calculate it, we get volume of the box is equal to 2x cube minus 13x square plus 15x. If you see the options now, the volume of the box is 2x square minus 23x plus 30. But that is not equal to the 2x cube minus 13x square plus 15x. So option 1 is false. Similarly, there is no xy term in our volume of the box. So option B is also false. Option C is the volume of the box is 2x cube minus 13x square plus 15x, which is the same we obtained. So option 3 is true. If x is equal to 0.5, then the volume of the box is 5.625 cubic feet. So we have to substitute the value of x is equal to 0.5. So we get 2 times 0.5 whole cube minus 13 times 0.5 whole square plus 15 times 0.5, which after calculation we will get 5.5 cubic feet. So which is not equal to 5.625 cubic feet. So option 4 is false. So lastly, at most 2x times 1.5 minus x bars of soap can be packed in the box. So now we have the volume of the cubical bar of soap is 5 minus x cubic feet. And we know that volume of the box is 2x cube minus 13x square plus 15x. So the maximum bars of soap that can be packed in the box is 2x cube minus 13x square plus 15x by 5 minus x. By using 4-step division algorithm, if we divide 2x cube minus 13x square plus 15x by 5 minus x, we get remainder as 0 and coefficient as minus 2x square plus 3x. So therefore minus 2x square plus 3x bars of soap can be packed in the box. So minus 2x square plus 3x can also be written as, if we take 2x common, 1.5 minus x. Therefore option 5 is true. So answer to our 8th question is option 3 and 5. Now let us see the numerical answer type questions. A curious student created a performance profile of his favorite cricketer as R is equals to minus x power 5 plus 6x power 4 minus 30x cube plus 80x square plus 70x plus c, where R is the total cumulative runs scored by a cricketer in X matches. He picked 3 starting values shown in the table A 6.2 and tried to find the value of C. If he uses sum squared error method, then what will be the value of C? So table A 6.2 shows that in the first match he scored 120 runs. In the second match his cumulative score is 285 runs. In the third match his cumulative score is 361 runs. Also he has given an polynomial equation. He predicts that his favorite cricketer's cumulative runs will follow approximately this polynomial. So let us try to find the predicted cumulative runs scored by the player in the first 3 matches using this polynomial. So we have R of x with us. By substituting x is equals to 1, 2 and 3, we get R of 1 is equals to 125 plus c, R of 2 is equals to 284 plus c, R of 3 is equals to 363 plus c. These are predicted cumulative runs scored. The actual cumulative runs scored are y1, which we have 120, y2 we have 285 and y3 we have 361. So we have predicted values with us, we have actual values with us. We just wanted to find the value of C such that the sum squared error is minimum. Now if we write the equation for sum squared error, that will be equal to R of 1 minus y1, which is actual, to the whole square plus R of 2 minus y2 to the whole square plus R of 3 minus y3 to the whole square. This will be the sum squared error. So if we substitute the values, we get 125 plus c minus 120 to the square. Similarly, 284 plus C minus 285 plus 363 plus C minus 361. This whole square. So this will be 5 plus C whole square, and this will be C minus 1 whole square, and this will be C plus 2 whole square. So if you simplify this, we get 3C square plus 12C plus 30. So this is a quadratic equation, and we have to find the value of C such that this is minimum. So we know that a quadratic equation has a minimum value at the vertex point. So the vertex point can be calculated by using this formula, minus b by 2a. If the quadratic equation is of the form ax square plus bx plus c. So here x is replaced by c, and a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 12. If we substitute that, we get at c is equals to minus 12 by 2 times 3, which will be equal to minus 2. So if the value of c is minus 2, then we will get the minimum value for this. This SSC will be minimum if the value of c is equal to minus 2. Moving to the final question of this graded assignment. What is the minimum value of the x coordinate for the points of intersection of functions f of x is given like this and g of x is given like this? So at points of intersection, we have to observe that f of x will be equal to g of x. So if we equate those two polynomials, we get minus this is f of x and this will be equal to g of x. We have f of x is equal to minus x power 5 plus 5x power 4 minus 7x minus 2, and g of x is minus x power 5 plus 5x power 4 minus x square minus 2. So this x power 5 minus x power 5 will be cancelled out. This 5x power 4 and this 5x power 4 will be cancelled out, and the same way minus 2 and minus 2 will be cancelled out. So we will be remained with minus 7x will be equal to minus x square. If you move that minus x square to the left hand side, we get x square minus 7x equals to 0. If we take x common, x times x minus 7 is equals to 0, which implies that x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 7. So we were asked to find the minimum value of the x coordinate for the points of intersection of the functions. So minimum of 0 and 7 will be 0. Thank you.